don't know if I can edit this.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it's going to be edited.
Here today with Danni Reaves.
Hi.
Danni's a student at the University of Liverpool studying a PhD.
Mm-hmm.
Danni, tell us what you're doing a PhD in.
What exactly are you doing? I'm getting my PhD in psychology, research psych, and I'm looking at factors that lead to increased alcohol consumption after weight loss surgery.
How far into it are you?
I'm about a year and a half into it. I started last January, but I had some extra time beforehand.
Are you enjoying it?
Depends on the day. PhD work is tough. A lot of it's self-motivating, and so I think starting there helps you to enjoy it a little more.
And Danni, would you consider yourself a Christian?
Ooh, yeah. I would, because the metric that I've come to use, it would have been different. I probably would have qualified that statement with, but I'm a bad one. Or I'm a complex one, or something like that, had my metric not changed. But I think I just go with the Nicene Creed. And do you affirm all the statements inside of that? And I do. So I'm a Christian, yeah.
Great. So you're obviously, your accent isn't Liverpudlian. So where are you from?
I'm from Seattle, from the United States. All the way over from the West Coast.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your journey of faith.
So my journey of faith begins from a non-religious household. I was raised, my mother was Catholic, but it kind of didn't mean anything. Like, I think we went to Easter twice. And my father was pretty agnostic. And so religious experience and religious expression really wasn't something that I discovered until I was about 16 years old, going to youth groups. And the youth groups
like an evangelical...
Yeah, in like one of those big non-denominational mega churches we had in Oregon at the time. And so my first real brush with Christianity was fantastical. It was David Crowder worship songs, and it was consistent as well. We would go to the same youth group in church twice a week, and I got to know a lot of my friends through the youth group. It was a really involved, big, massive youth group, and so it was a really nice entry into Christianity. And then after that, it kind of diverted. I'd like to say that I tried a lot of different types of Christianity, a lot of different expressions of it. I spent about a year as a Seventh-day Adventist when I was in my final year of high school, just based off the family that I lived with at the time. They were Seventh-day Adventists. And just for context, it's kind of like Christianity with that observes tenets of the Old Testament. Specifically, they're really kind of centered around observing the Sabbath. And so I spent my final year of high school not going out on a Friday night.
Right. Interesting.
Not buying or selling or participating in worldly activities and stuff like that. Not eating pork and shellfish. Just real Old Testament stuff. And then that changed when I went to university. I got interested in the Pentecostal movement for a little while. It never really took. And I think that was a source of distance from God for a while. I was kind of mad that I never got the gift of like speaking in tongues or healing or prophecy or all those like flashy gifts of the Spirit that being a Pentecostal makes so attractive. So I kind of distanced myself away from the church for a couple years, thinking maybe God just doesn't want anything to do with me if I can't have it look like this. We all go through our own maturity journeys too, don't we?
Yeah.
But I've come around in...
Where would you say you are sort of right now in your own spiritual journey?
I would say I've quilted together patches that I really like. When I'm back in Seattle, I attend a church that's a covenant denomination. And I'm learning what that means. But it seems to fit me at the time. As far as here, I tend to keep my church going linked with the people that go with the church. And so being at the vicarage on Monday night has kind of substituted church attendance for me in a lot of ways. And also because I travel a lot on the weekends, having friends and family members living in nearby, but still other countries. And work gigs in London and stuff like that. So it's been hard for me to develop a pattern of regular church attendance. And so having friends through the vicarage has made church attendance during the week look different, but also community oriented, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you could say something to the Church of England,
Church of England,
regarding what you think could be, how could the Church of England serve you on your spiritual journey? What could they do to be helpful?
They do to be helpful. So I'm still getting familiar with what the Church of England is, and it's
we all are.
Yeah. But I think what is helpful for someone in my demographic, as a PhD student, as someone who's traveled to get to here, someone who doesn't really have a family or a home base, or even like a strong social network when I first arrived in Liverpool, I think what would be really helpful is if the Church of England focused on introducing people to each other and setting up these very homespun opportunities to meet and fellowship with one another. Because
you mean actually in homes?
Yeah, I mean, that's what worked here. That's why you and I are sitting here together. But it takes a lot of bravery and logistics to be able to open up your homes for ministry. But it's also very personal. And I think that's kind of a critique of modern expressions of church, is that it is kind of impersonal sometimes. And so I would say opportunities for older students like myself who might have left friends and family behind to pursue this study, who don't have as many networking options as maybe undergraduates do. I think it's a really nice thing to feel like there is a community that's interested in you and investing in you and trying to get to know you personally at church. Yeah.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Danni.
Oh, you're so welcome.